The grass is always green in Vancouver. No matter what time of year you visit, our temperate climate keeps grass growing and garden flowers blossoming. In the spring, colorful rhododendrons abound. Then, in the summer, roses are the dominant flower. Even in the colder months, you'll see pansies blooming in the downtown planters. Over the years, Vancouver has gained a reputation for having some truly magnificent gardens. Though Stanley Park is well known for its famous rose beds, the city has many other gardens you'll also want to visit. All year round, the Shaughnessy area and the Van Dusen Botanical Gardens offer 54 acres, or 22 hectares, of breathtaking floral displays. My favorite time of year is spring, during the Cherry Blossom Festival. In gardens and lining streets, some 37,000 cherry trees bathe the city in a sea of pink and white blossoms. On the highest point in the city, Queen Elizabeth Park is the place to head if you love flowers. It's known for amazing picturesque perennial flower beds. Also in the park, you'll find the Bloedel Conservatory. It's the place to see tropical plants and free-flying birds. If you prefer a wilderness setting, stroll through the lush rainforest of the Pacific Spirit Regional Park. It's located near the University of British Columbia. We're approaching Robson Street. Its original name was German, Robsonstrasse. After the Second World War, many German families left their war-torn country to start new lives in Vancouver. Some opened shops in this area. My parents said, in the old days, the aroma of fresh-baked apple strudel and other German delicacies filled on this street, Vancouver's runway. The world's most famous designer brands have shops here. Here, you'll also find Canadian-based stores like Lululemon and Roots. Whether you're looking for clothes or accessories, there's something for everyone. And don't get me started on the shoes. Oh, I need them. Oh, why don't tour guides have unlimited expense accounts?
That's it. She's gone. If you're not into shopping, you can always indulge in another local tradition. Just grab a newspaper and stop for a coffee. There's a cafe on almost every street corner. Vancouverites do love their lattes.
This stops Robson Street Shopping District. Hop off here to indulge in a little retail therapy. You'll find all your favorite brands. Robson Street Shopping District, this stop. Vancouver has always been a port city. Thousands of years ago, people of the First Nations paddled these waters in canoes. The first British sea captain, George Vancouver, sailed here in the late 1700s. And yes, our city is named for him. Captain Vancouver came here to map the coast of British Columbia. He was mortified to discover the Spanish had already claimed the land, and after just one day, he sailed on.
Word spread of the rich new world. Your
European fur traders arrived and bought thousands of beaver pelts from First Nations trappers. Salted salmon was a favorite export to Hawaii. Next came the lumbering industry. Huge log barges floated along the coast. West Coast cedar became legendary. Massive planks of superior quality were shipped as far away as Australia and China.
In the 1800s, the Klondike Gold Rush brought 25,000 dreamers hoping to make their fortune in the North. But it was black gold, coal, that gave its name. Immigrants flooded. I understand why Vancouverites covet a home in this neighborhood. It's close to downtown, but still has picture-perfect views overlooking the ocean, Stanley Park, and the mountains. It's $1 million view, literally. The houses come with price tags in the millions. To go running. Rain or shine, warm or cool, I'm happy as long as I'm pounding the pavement in the great outdoors. And my favorite place to run is the seawall along the shore. Walkers and bikers also love the seaside promenade. Vancouver's seawall starts at Canada Place and follows the shoreline all the way around Stanley Park. A recently built extension runs to the southern shore, ending at Kitsilano Beach Park. The seawall now stretches for 22 kilometers or 14 miles.
The original seawall was designed as a breakwater. Completing it took nearly 70 years. The most famous stonemason was James Cunningham, who devoted 32 years of his life to building this seawall. Tragically, he didn't live to see it completed. Today, you'll find a plaque at Siwash Rock commemorating Cunningham's dedication to building this landmark.
Can you tell us everything there is to do in Vancouver's beloved Stanley Park in 30 seconds?
I can't resist the challenge. You're on.
Okay. Ready, set, go.
You can bike, walk, run, swim, take a horse-drawn carriage, learn about First Nations people by looking at beautifully carved totem poles, visit beluga whales at the Vancouver Aquarium, hike 27 kilometers or almost 17 miles of trails through towering firs, watch musical theater on our outdoor stage, have lunch or dinner at the tea house or the fish house. And don't forget to check for seasonal activities.
Well done! Stanley Park is 1,000 acres of outdoor fun. The Governor General of Canada, Lord Stanley, opened the park in 1888. They say that he threw his hands to the heavens and dedicated this park. In his words,
"For the use and enjoyment of all creeds, colors, and customs for all time."
And the Rose Garden. Hop off here to explore Stanley Park's oldest building, the charming Pavilion. Wander through the famous rose gardens, first planted in 1920. Thousands of blooms await you. After your walk, dine on a locally inspired menu at Stanley Park's Bar and Grill in the Pavilion. The Pavilion and the Rose Garden, this stop. The Rose Garden has been a star attraction in Stanley Park since my grandmother's time. A local charity planted the first rose bushes in 1920. Gardeners weren't sure whether the delicate blooms would thrive, so originally only a few bushes were tested. The long, mild growing season at the West Coast didn't disappoint, and today you'll find in every variety and color imaginable more than 3,500 rose bushes. In season, thousands of blossoms fill the garden. Seemingly everywhere you can smell the sweet, heady fragrance of roses. Some people can't resist picking a rose. They say that the most picked color is red, the color of love. More than a few wedding proposals have taken place in this rose garden. But all you romantics, be forewarned. You'll pay a fine for picking roses, red or otherwise.
The voices of beluga whales sound almost human. Marine biologists have studied these big white sea mammals for years at the Vancouver Aquarium. A number of orphaned or injured belugas who were unable to survive in the wild have found a home at the aquarium. Some were even born here. Studying them has taught scientists a